Like, y'all are looking pretty great. Who supports Donald Trump? We got any supporters in here?
Woo!
Thank God, y'all. Because I am part of the 1%, but not of Donald Trump. I'm part of the 1% of people. There was an article that was released yesterday that says only 12 cops patrol King Street for every day. You know, I could have said that better, but every day. And this is weirding out my ears. I can hear it all around me. But somehow I've gotten 3 public intoxes. So either I'm very recognizable, which I am, or I must be when I'm drunk. And I know that I flail around a lot. But the last one I got, I was like, you know what, Graham? I saw the cop driving up. I was like, you know what, you can't afford a third one. And I can't. And the court does not know that, by the way. But don't worry, I've got them on months and months of excess charges, so. I was like, I'll just casually lean to his car and pretend like I'm asking to go to a street. But I was hammered, so instead I went like, excuse me, sir. And I just dove into his police car, and my neck was just in his window. And this really did happen, and it really was as bad as it sounds. And now I have to take like alcoholic classes, which is weird because like nothing's gonna make me stop drinking. And like anger is why I drink, and depression. And nothing's more depressing than having that happen to you 3 times and have to be like, cause I just got hired at the Earth Fair. Woo woo! I can't wait. I cannot wait to have sex with some vegan girls. But you know, like, definitely no anal with them, because like with vegans, like, they poop a lot. I don't know, I've met a vegan and it's terrifying. And just being vegan is terrifying. Like, since I grew up, I just learned how to eat meat. And unfortunately, my dad taught me that the entirely wrong way. But just kidding, he's fine. But he did get arrested for breaking into a pharmacy when he was 22. And that's my age, so hopefully I'll continue the legacy. But yeah, I'm in the 1% now. The 1% of people that could get arrested that much by like 3 to 4 cops, I don't know, that are patrolling all of King Street. But when I went there, they were like, the first time in jail, you're like, this is fucking funny, like, I'm a middle-class white kid, I'll be good. And you are. And I was like throwing stuff at the walls, and people were angry at me. Second time I went, I was like, okay, you know, you maybe have a problem. They're like, you have a problem? And I was like, hey, you can't tell me anything, Ossifer. And then the third time, I literally was just sitting in the car, just like stone-faced, just like, listen, you guys, like, you can book me, you know what will happen. I'll get someone to take some money out of my checking account, like, and they're like, you don't have a checking account. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta call my dad. And then I had to call my dad and be like, he knows the number by now, that's how bad it is. Like, he's like, this is my son, and like, being a student too, I dropped out because College of Charleston is kind of like having feminism grab you around the neck and choke you. Because I was literally told I was mansplaining during a class. And the teacher didn't do anything. That's like all I said was like, well, I think like, it was the most innocent comment. Like, I think ISIS is bad. And then someone just runs up like, well, you don't know them, you're not their culture or anything. And I'm like, well, I'm Italian. Every fucking pizza place I go to has a fat Italian who's just like, hey! And like, I feel like if people really cared about their cultures, they'd be doing a little bit more about it. So I started to try to. I went to Little Caesars, which I guess is like a midget version of Caesar. I don't know what it is really, but I went there and I was like, man, that sign, who's that supposed to be? They're like, Caesar. And I was like, what, do I look like some like slightly chubby Italian guy to you? And they're like, yeah. So I didn't have that much of an argument. But it gets into the fact where someone asked me to do CrossFit. Apparently that's for assholes. I don't know what it is. I think people are just getting in shape. Like, obviously I don't know what it is. But I did see a guy with a Donald Trump sticker and then a CrossFit sticker on his truck. And I feel like he might be here. Like, that's the kind of bar. But I love it for it. I'm from here. But I felt like he might be here. And if you are, man, shouts out for being a really good closet racist. Because he can take as many Confederate flags off as you want. But you can just do Trump 2016 as if he'd be a good president. Like, he's a great businessman, I'll give him that. But he's not like a good guy. Like, he's the guy you'd see at a bar where you're like, oh, his dad gave him all his money and is like hitting on your girlfriend. And he's hitting on the whole United States. And her boyfriend is black too, so also don't do that, because she's clearly very accepting. Shit, I don't know. Let me look at my notes. This is one thing they told me not to do. Also, when I was younger, people thought I was gay, surprisingly. But I used to think pillow biter meant that when you watched a scary movie, when you would hug your pillow to your face. And I really did think this, I swear on my life, which is not worth much. So I swear to, like, whatever Hindu god you got. Well, okay, I swear to Donald Trump, that's y'all's demographic. So I used to go around like middle school being like, dude, Insidious, dude? I was biting my pillow the whole time, dude. Me and my friend, I was just pillow biting. Pillow biting. Now I realize it's a gay slur. And it's probably inappropriate to say right now. Because I'm not gay. But honestly, sometimes it would be really cool to be gay. Like, have you been to the Pantheon one time? You're drunk before you get in the door. There's dudes dancing towards you with like funny hats on and stuff. And funny, I mean offensive, because I hate gay people, clearly. And I'm a bad person. But no, you get so many fucking free drinks there, and it's like, I would love to, and I love the fact that, like, she's the one person to walk up on my ad, probably should be her. She's like, oh, this is the millennials, just being a bunch of assholes. But I did go to the Pantheon one time, and I went in and I was like kind of nervous, because it was with my friends, and I was like, y'all go, like, I'm not homophobic by any means, just like, if you're gay, stay the fuck away from, no. I'm not homophobic by any means, but I just thought it would be a lot more guys in there, but really, it's really just like girls in sororities being like, how funny is it that people can be gay? Like, isn't that hilarious? Like, yeah, Dad, pay for my college. And then they'll post a picture of like ramen, like the college struggle. And they get Starbucks every day for like $8. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you're obviously not in any sort of struggle. Like, if the struggle is real for you, then the biggest struggle you've had is deciding which like frat you want to fuck. Like, that's really the worst struggle. And I mean, the girl that I'm in love with is in a sorority and actually does it right. And by that I mean she's a virgin, and that's true. And she told me a story where she was like, this frat guy was an ass, and I was just like, oh, no, I know. Like, don't finish the story. A lot of and I roomed with 5 frat guys, and like, they were okay, but at the same time, you're kind of embarrassed to be around them. Because they're the kind of guys that just shout out phrases at bars like, we can do this! Like, we're in the Olympics. Like, they own the bar as soon as they go there. They just go there and they're just like, yeah! All of it's on me! And I'm like, no, like, I can't pay for all this. Like, I know it's my birthday and shit, dude, but I don't know. How long have I been on? What does it feel like? It feels like 4 hours to me. I don't know. Shit. Am I done? Thank y'all. Yeah, there's no more good jokes on here. Except for what the fuck happened to Whatever Town for Budweiser. Y'all remember those commercials? It just disappeared. Like, I'm pretty sure they invited a bunch of people to go to a town, get drunk, and they all just died. Like, I have seen nothing from it. You can look it up too. Me and my buddy Will, we were looking it up. There's no videos from Budweiser or anything. But anyway, thank y'all and Graham Hartley.
Hey, let's hear it for one more time, guys. Come on. Sorry about that. All right. Coming up next, we got the man, the myth, the legend, Will. Are you ready for Will? That's right. Come on up, Will. Let's do it.
Hey, what's up?
Good, Will.
What's going on? I've got a traditional joke that I would like to start the proceedings with. You know, I obviously have long hair for anybody that's blind. And a lot of girls will tell me that, you know, they don't like guys with long hair. And I think that works out good because I don't usually like girls that have the same opinions as my grandfather. Anyway, I'd like to get into a story here about the last time that I did acid. And this isn't going to be one of those, because people tell acid stories and they're like, oh, I'm tripping and it's crazy. It isn't one of those. I was hanging out with some people and we did the acid that I mentioned previously. And they just started like feeling like they wanted to change their entire lives and stuff like that. And they were like crying and they were like, I have to make better decisions. And I was like, I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna leave this apartment. And so I went back to mine, and I was sitting there at like 4 in the morning, and I got this really bad pain in my shoulder, like really bad. And I just immediately, my shoulder's dislocated. And it totally wasn't. It was perfectly fine. I was just like, decided that it was. And so I really contemplated, like, I am going to walk to MUSC at 4 in the morning and be like, hey, somebody help, my shoulder's dislocated. With a perfectly normal looking shoulder and eyes like black holes. And so then what I decided, I was like, I can't do that. So I just sat on my bed and stared at this tapestry and just, you know, mind drifted off like, hey, this is all frequency condensed to a vibration that we can perceive, and matter doesn't really exist, and it's all just electrons are disappearing into alternate dimensions and everything. And then I farted for 13 seconds straight. And the pain in my shoulder went away immediately. It was just gone. So I farted the pain out of my shoulder. That's what's happening there. Anyway. I'll tell one more thing and then I'll let the next person come up. And this is another drug thing, so buckle in. I was buying Coke the other day, and this guy, he was over at this apartment that I was hanging out at, and he just turned to everybody when he was selling it, and he was like, hey, do y'all have any benzocaine? He wanted to cut the Coke in front of us as we bought it. That's ridiculous. Like, that's like if I went to the Apple store and I was like, hey, can I have an iPhone? And then like a fucking Chinese child slave comes out and brings it to me. That's a really dark thing to end on. I'll do one more thing. Oh man. Let's see what I have on the magical piece of paper. Oh no, yeah. Okay. No, yeah, that's basically it. See y'all. Thanks.
We got this order down pat, all right? I'm working with napkins over here. Come on. This ain't notebook paper. All right. One more time. Give it up for Will. I love jokes about drugs, especially when they're not really jokes. It's pretty serious. All right, up next we got man JT. Hope y'all are ready for this. He got a Jurassic Park shirt on, and I already like him. You know about that? Here we go.
Thank you. How are we doing, Max and Henrys?
Pretty good? Heck yeah. I'm doing alright. I'm doing pretty good, except found out tonight that my girlfriend started her period.
Oh, boo.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, if you're into that, I try to be a good boyfriend, whenever my girlfriend's on her period, she really craves red wine. Yeah, so instead of, going out and buying her a bottle of wine, I always get her boxed wine for when she's whining about her box.
Boo!
So, alright. Yeah, feeling the crowd, I like it. A little bit about myself. I went to film school, which basically means I'm basically homeless now. Trying to chase my dream. Now I'm just hitting up those open mic nights, I'm enjoying it though. One of my buddies actually made it in the film industry. He's currently making videos on RedTube. He's doing, he's working in bondage porn actually. So we were catching up and I was like, so dude, bondage porn, what's that like? Tell me about it. It's gotta be better than my job. And he was like, oh man, he's like, it can be a pain in the ass sometimes. But it's not so bad once you learn the ropes, you know what I mean? Alright, that makes sense. Speaking of films, I was watching Titanic the other day. Beautiful movie. I never realized until I was recently watching it that they put foreshadowing in the film that the ship's gonna sink. It's whenever Kathy Bates steps on board, about 15 minutes in. I'm just kidding. There was foreshadowing when they named it Titanic. Come on. Do you guys? I don't know if you guys heard. Casey Anthony is back in the news. Casey Anthony won Mother of the Year a couple years ago. She's actually having another child, and a lot of people are like really upset about that. But I don't understand what the big deal is, about her being a bad mom, because she loved her last kid to death. It gets worse, don't worry. I was going through the market earlier, downtown Charleston, and I stopped at this little spot. This Asian lady was like selling all these wallets. They're like all these leather wallets, some of them have crosses in them, some of them had like WWJD. But I ended up buying the one that had the Star of David on it. So I just really need to start saving money, guys. Quit blowing my money in the market. Thank you. Speaking of blowing money, I live right over here in the islands, right behind Walmart. What's up? Yeah. I love getting drunk and walking to Walmart, but a lot of times I get way too high and I buy like way too much shit to like walk home with. Like, they sell a lot of onesies there, so I have about 6 onesies now. And I found out that it feels really good when I masturbate my Chewbacca onesie. It's not even the punchline yet. Hold on. Yeah. So I like jerking off in my Chewbacca onesie so much that it feels so good that I don't even pull out, I just end up getting gooey in my Chewy, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's bestiality or not, but it's only $14.99 at Walmart, so it's cheaper than a Fleshlight, guys. How many of you guys are from the South? Anybody from the South in here? Yeah? All right. How many of you guys like collard greens? Yeah? You like collard greens? Is it just me, or do black people make collard greens way better than white people? Am I right? So it's safe to say that colors make the best collards? Hey. It's not racist because it's a compliment, and it's true. They put hot sauce in that shit, and it's delicious. I felt pretty bad recently. Felt a little guilty
I recently got a boner at my buddy's funeral. Yeah, it was one of the worst cases of morning wood I've ever gotten. But at least I wasn't the only stiff in the room, right? That's it. I want to thank you guys for the time, guys. My name's JT Hoover. Thank you so much.
JT, that was awesome. Hey, give it up for JT one more time. That was... You never really know what you're going to get with a comedy night, you know? Sometimes it's rated X, and that's just how it goes. Up next, we got Hagan Chase Ragland. Come to the stage. Hope you guys are ready for this.
Woo! How we doing tonight, Max and Henry? Make some noise. Yeah, my name is Hagan Chase Ragland, or as I was known by my entire 8th grade class, was Gagan Gay Fagland. Or just faggot. That was a popular one too in 8th grade. 8th grade was a rough 3 years, guys. Just saying. It wasn't that fun for the Hagster. I'm a 4th Japanese, so that means my grandma was 100% Japanese, which means my mom was half Japanese, which means I'm a 4th, which means my penis is only a 4th small. Ladies, it's cute, alright? I'm a film school graduate, and what that means is that I deliver pizzas for a living. Yeah. You spend all that money going to film school, and then you go to the long-ass graduation ceremony, and you're just like, this is just a fucking application for Domino's! What the fuck is this? So now I just, it's not that bad of a job, except sometimes I get into it with people arguing about change. It'll be late at night, and I'm just ready to get off my job, and I'll go to somebody, I'm like, your order is $17.43, and they hand me a 50, and they're just like, yeah, I'm just like, all right, like, how much would you like back? And they're like, you just do the math, and you keep 4 for yourself. And I look at them, and I go, no. And they go, what do you mean, no? And I'm like, I'm not doing that. And they're like, what do you mean you're not doing that? And I'm like, because I can't. Like, what do you mean you can't do that? I'm like, listen, man, if I knew how to do the math, I wouldn't fucking be here right now. I would have a better job somewhere else. I won't be arguing about change at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I just keep the change and I just run off. It's a great $37 tip every time. But it is, it's funny, except my graduation. Does everybody have a good relationship with their parents here? Let's give it up to parents. Parents are great. Yeah. I love my parents, and you know your parents love you too when they ditch you at your college graduation to beat the traffic. In too long, bro. We left during the M's. I was like, M's? Our last name starts with R. You didn't watch me walk across stage. You're like, no, bub, we over at Mellow Mushroom right now if you want some food. I'm like, you guys didn't wait for me to get food. Fuck that traffic's gonna be terrible. I'm like, this isn't like the 4th quarter of a football game where you're up by 35 points. You know you're gonna win. This is my fucking life, bub. I'm in the 1st quarter, all right? I haven't made it there yet. That's all right. How you guys? I kind of like Max and Henry's. It's the 2nd time I've ever been here. It's a pretty fun bar, isn't it? Yeah. You know, it's a good place to come to. You know, to watch a sports game, or you can watch the ice skating finals that were on the TV earlier. I noticed they were playing that. The last time I was here, I got ran out because I was from West Ashley. Just people tried to fight me. Yeah, fuck West Ashley. It's like the biggest rivalry ever, you know, just like West Ashley, James Island. It's like the Hatfields, McCoys, the Sharks and the Jets, the Blacks and the Whites, you know what I'm saying? No, it's all right. I just got broken up with recently in order for this joke to work right now. It happened like 4 months ago. The day after Christmas, over the phone, while I was at work. Yeah, it's not a fun time. But when I was talking to my girlfriend at the time, and I was just like, "You're gonna break up with me over the phone?" She was like, "Well, I was gonna do it in person. I was gonna." And then I told her, and I was like, "Well, you're not fucking doing that right now, so I don't know what I was gonna mean." Like, I was gonna is what I used to tell my mom in high school when she would go to work all day. And she'd be like, "Take out the trash, do all the dishes." And I'd be like, "All right." And then I would just smoke weed and jack off all day, and I wouldn't do any chores at all. And then she would come home and beat me with the telephone. Which happens to be the same thing I got broken up with over. But it's alright. But you know, when you break up, you have to meet up for the last time. You have to get closure. You know, you meet up and you start talking about all the things. And we met up for the last time. And things got a little heated up. And then we made love for the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I came within 5 seconds of us making love for the last time. And she was like, "Baby, what the hell was that?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I was gonna make sure you came too, baby. I was gonna make sure you came. But you see, I just didn't do that, honey. Now get the fuck out of my house. I'll go to the same bars I go to." You can have Burns Alley or something. Don't come to Max and Henry's, the rec room. That's where I go. The fuck out of here. But then when you're single, what do? You go out and you try to meet ladies. And the other night I met a girl and we were hitting it off. We had a very tender moment, like we came together. It was kind of like a scene out of a movie where like we were looking at each other, we met each other in the middle. It was kind of like Lady and the Tramp with the spaghetti noodle. Except there was over just a huge line of cocaine and we met in the middle. And I was like, "Oh shit, you're a piece of shit too? Nice. This is gonna work out perfectly." But then I didn't follow up on it, so I was like, "Man, what if I got married to this lady? How am I gonna explain that to our children, My son comes up to me one day and he's like, Daddy, how'd you and Mommy met?" And I'm like, "Well, son, you and Mommy used to like to do a lot of schneef back in the day. We still do. That's why you have Down syndrome, son. I'm sorry. Let's get on the short bus. Let's get out of here." Maybe it's weird for that. Maybe it's weird for that. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's alright. It's okay. I had to get oral surgery the other day. Brush your teeth, ladies and gentlemen. One messed up tooth will cost you $2,000, like it did me. Except that it was kind of weird when I went. They had to put me under with the laugh gas the other day because they had to do all kinds of crazy shit. But I had a lady dentist, and she was being oddly sexual. She was saying things that I don't think she realized the context of what she was saying them. Like right before she put me under, I was like, "Hey man, can I get the thing that pries my mouth open?" I was like, "I have a really bad gag reflex." And she looked at me and she was like, "Oh honey, well I don't have a gag reflex at all." And I was like, "What?" And then I started thinking, I was like, is this lady some kind of like dentist villain that just fucks with dudes all over town before she puts them out with laughing gas? She does an oral surgery and passes him out and just like plops a titty on his head the whole time while she's doing the surgery. And the other guy goes in there and she's like, and he's like, "Man, you're drilling a bunch of holes in my teeth, aren't you?" She's like, "Well, you know what, honey? I like to have all my holes drilled." What? Let's reverse the gender real quick and see how weird that would be. What if you had a male nail dentist and you go in there and he's like, "Man, you got strong lips." And you're just like, "All right, that's kind of weird." And he's like, "Man, you're a good spitter, aren't you?" And you're like, "What?" And then you wake up and he's all sweaty and he's like, "Man, you don't have a gag reflex at all, bub. You're full of shit on that one." Yeah, it's funny. Before I get out of here, I recently just moved to the ghetto downtown. Has anybody ever lived to the ghetto? Yeah, I live in the ghetto. I live in back of the Green downtown. It's not a very nice area. That's where a guy like me gets called gay for having green eyes for some reason. I was walking home and I was just trying to be like, "Boys, everybody on my block," and they're just like, "Man, that guy got green eyes, boy. That man is a fag." And I was like, "Man, lots of white people have green eyes." They're like, "Nah, man, just you." And then like, I don't want to be accepted because I'm like the only white guy on my block. So I just kept on with it. And then one day they finally accepted me. I just like gave them all a dap, and I was like, yeah, man. They're like, damn, that guy fam. And then the next day, someone got arrested in my driveway. And they got taken off by the cops, and like the whole neighborhood was looking at me across the street, and I was like, hey, I ain't no snitch! Swear to God, I thought I was fam. But no, I did get mugged one time in the ghetto where I live. Well, I didn't get hurt, and they didn't give me money, so it really wasn't like a mugging. It was kind of a weird story. I was at my friend's house, and I was gonna walk back to my house, and then I was gonna drive back to my house actually, because when you're at your friend's house and it's late at night, the best decision you can ever have is to get in your car and drive drunk home. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always a great idea. Don't do that. But I left my friend's house, and as soon as I turned the corner, a guy came to me, and he just threw me on the ground, and he put a gun in my hand. He was like, give me your money, motherfucker! And I just went, blah! I just like puked all over him. And then just like the sheer thought of panic that went over my head, I was like, oh God, I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking dead. And the guy just looked at me and he's like, you just threw up on me. And I was like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. And he looked at me and he was like, man, give me your fucking money. And I was like, blah! And I puked on him again. And like by that time, that guy was like more pissed off about the robbery than I was. He was like fucking covered in throw up. And I was like, all I got's fucking debit, bro. And he was like, damn it. And I was like, you got the thing that you plug into your phone, man? I'll Venmo you some money right now. And he was like, man, what the fuck is Venmo? I was like, I don't know, dude, it's an app. He's like, what's an app? All white privilege just went Super Saiyan on that guy. And then he ran out of my life forever. And then I went to my car and I got McDonald's breakfast and went home and watched Sopranos. Tomorrow was a new day. So now I'm teaching defense mechanism classes at your local Bikram yoga studio. If you want to go there. I figured they already have a very big bulimic clientele in there. We go in there and just turn the heat up and just downward dog position, puke on the J's. Oh, believe me, it's real. You know, like I got made fun of too when he went back to all his homies. They're like, yeah, man, did you get the money? He's like, yeah, I got the money. They're like, you didn't get no money, man. What's that on your shoe? He's like, oh, that's brain. They're like, fuck, that ain't no brain, that's puke, dog. Get the fuck out of here. I got one last thing before I get out of here. Has anybody ever had a shitty job before? Give it up for shitty jobs. We've all had a shitty job before. I used to have to clean pools for a living, and especially in Charleston. In Charleston, it's not like Desperate Housewives where you just like, you're like half naked and you like skim one leaf and you get to bang like a hot 45-year-old. That's not how it happens in Charleston. In Charleston, I would just have like a lady just be like, why are all these leaves in my pool all goddamn day? I'd be like, all right, man, well, can you look to the sky real quick? And she'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, well, you see how you can't fucking see the sky because you got 19 goddamn oak trees over your pool? That might be one reason why you got leaves in your pool. I don't know. I just work here. But I had this one pool that I'd always go to that had a dog that would just terrorize me all day. It was just a big, mean black lab. And as soon as I got there, it would just pee on my truck. And the whole time I was trying to clean their pool, it would just come up and bite on my pants leg the entire time. Like, and the lady would come up and she'd be like, hey, Hagan, how you doing? I'd be like, hey, Miss Parker, how you doing? You fucking bitch. I'd be like, can you get your dog off me? Can you get out? Like, I'm trying to do my dog. And she was redneck. She'd be like, oh, that's just Zine. That's just Zine. That's just what Zine does. Zine's crazy. Zine don't listen. Zine don't listen. Zine's crazy. Come here, Zine. Come here, Zine. Zine, come here. Zine, come here. That's just what Zine does. Zine's crazy. Zine don't listen. Zine's crazy. Come here, Zine. Zine, come here. Zine, come here. Zine's crazy. Zine don't listen. That's what Zine. Zine, come here. Zine, come here. Zine's crazy. He don't listen. That's what Zine does. That's what Zine does. He's crazy. And then one day, Zane tried to bite me in the nuts. And then I kicked Zane in his fucking puppy dog head. And I said, that's what Hagan does, bitch! That's what Hagan does! Wu-Tang! Wu-Tang! But I felt bad, so I was like, Zane, come here! Zane, come here! But Zane didn't come there because Zane was fucking dead, Bo. I'm Hagan Chase Ragland, guys. Thank you all very much.
All right, you guys, give it up for Hagan. Who's got jokes? All right, all right. I'm gonna drop one on you that I promised a buddy because I know it's his favorite joke in the world. So I'm gonna tell you guys one more before I introduce the next guy. Seems to be like a really popular thing now with girls. Like girls like to be mermaids. Have y'all seen this is going on, right? There's a lot of mermaids in the house. Which I don't know if y'all know this, but if mermaids do exist, they have giant eyes. They live at the bottom of the ocean. They have claws, and they're scary as shit. I mean, let's be real. They gotta have the big eyes to be pressurized or something. It's just science. That's the deal. But does anybody know why mermaids wear seashells on their titties? Does anybody know? Seashells? It's because bee shells don't fit. I promised, I know it's cheesy. I might have one more cheesy one for y'all later, alright? You want one more cheesy one right now? Okay. What's the difference between a lentil and a chickpea? Does anybody know this?
I do.
Correct. I have never paid $200 to have a lentil on my face. That is true. All right. Coming up next, guys, we have got the man, the myth, the legend. I used that one already. He's more than a legend. You might know him as the Bad Mojo. You guys give it up for Maurice.
Let's get weird. I wore a V-neck for y'all in case my jokes ain't funny, so y'all still got something to laugh at. What's up with people that ask you a question and then make a face that influences your answer, right? Or sometimes they'll just answer the question for you. They'll be like, does this smell funny in here? Be like, I didn't think it did, but I don't know now. You end up asking the same shit with the same face, like, does this smell funny in here? I had a friend do this. She had long hair, she chopped it all off, cut it to her shoulders. When I finally seen her, she was like, what you think of my new haircut? I think your new haircut's making your face look fucked up. How do they do that? People are fucking weird, man. That's why I don't go out. Most of y'all know me. You don't ever see me out because I don't like fucking with people. So I just stay in the house and what do? Netflix and chill. Yeah, right. I Netflix and chill. Y'all motherfuckers use this clothes to have sex. Like when I say Netflix and chill, I'm trying to watch a movie. I got one picked out in my head already. I feel like females are worse there, like, which is funny because if you want to try to get it in, I'm pretty sure that your man won't have a problem with, having sex before the movie. I know I wouldn't mind waiting an extra minute and a half. That's just me, no problem. But girls always want to get it in like 40 minutes into the movie. Right when the movie's getting good and you're emotionally invested in the characters, the plot's starting to twist, shit's getting good. That's when they want to come up and start kissing on the neck, rubbing on the balls. You're like, damn, I didn't think it was gonna get this worked up over Pitch Perfect 2. Okay. I mean, at that point, we might as well just wait for the movie to be over, you know? That way, if the sex is bad, we got something to talk about. Be like, I can't believe it was the butler. It seemed too obvious. She'd be like, that soundtrack was good though. I'm gonna download that on iTunes when I get home. Yeah, that was a good soundtrack. That was a good soundtrack. That was a good cast too. They did a good job with the cast. What's the last movie? Oh, I just watched the movie. Y'all ever seen Total Recall?
Oh yeah.
Not the original with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the alien with 3 titties. They made a remake that had Colin Farrell and the alien with 3 titties, because if it ain't broke, you don't fix it. That was a big moment in cinema history, the 3-titty alien, if I remember. So I'm not here to promote the movie, it really wasn't that good. There was one part though that got me. Colin Farrell, he's like running, you're getting chased from somebody, and his hand rings. He's got a phone in his hand. So he's like, hello, governor, which is a perfect Colin Farrell impression. I don't know if y'all ever seen that. He answers the phone, like, oh shit, he's got a hand in his phone. Like, I need a hand phone. We all need a hand phone, right? That's the shit. It's convenient, you don't got nothing in your pocket, it's just doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, perfect. Plus, we get to bring back something I miss about flip phones. Y'all remember the flip phones whenever you got angry with somebody, And you could hang it up, you could clap it real loud and just kind of convey that anger, right? Like, you can't do that no more with smartphones, right? If we got hand phones, you get mad, you be like, well, fuck you, Mom! Kiss my ass. Right? So, I'm all about the fucking hand phone. I want to see if there's a Kickstarter where let's get this shit in production. I want a hand phone. But then I start thinking about it, I start doing the math on a hand phone, and I'm like, damn, how many times do I butt dial somebody now with a regular phone just being in my pocket? Just every once in a while, right? But then you multiply that by how often I masturbate, that's wild. I deal with a lot of fucking weird phone calls you're gonna have to explain to people, like getting voicemails from your mom, like, I got your call the other night, it was like 3 in the morning, I picked up, I heard you, I didn't understand what you were saying, just a lot of swishing sounds and shit, like, that's when you wish the hand phone was a handgun, just take pictures. You don't want to have that conversation with your mom. I'm glad y'all like the jerking off jokes, that's pretty much all I got from here. Ladies, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. Y'all might not know a little fun fact about men. Every man, when they jerk off, no exceptions, every man, the moment he starts jerking off, his sense of hearing gets multiplied by like 1,000. We can hear everything, right? But you don't want to get caught jerking off. There's no good excuse. Even if you get caught picking your nose, you can be like, oh, I had a scratch, I was just itching, I ain't got no boogers, see, we're good. If you get caught jerking off, there's nothing. What you gonna say? Be like, oh, I got a rash. Right, you got no fucking rash. Jerking off. So, let me paint a picture for y'all. You might not get it. Ladies, if you ever left your man home alone and you want to get one out and he thinks he got enough time, you know, before anybody gets home, he's going to set up his little jerk-off station. He's going to have some lotion over here. He probably has some tissues right here, maybe a little old gym sock. Whatever technology he's using to clean up the aftermath of the sins he's about to commit on his body. He's probably watching a little porno, right? He's just sitting there, getting it in. Right? But then maybe like out his window, like 3 houses down, a squirrel will jump from one branch to another, and you hear that shit. Okay, that's just a little woodly creature. We'll get back to business, right? Then maybe you hit some tires, like 2 blocks away, you get tires coming down the road. You're like, you can't tell though if that's your girl's tires or not. You need a little more time to kind of observe. You don't want to lose the boner though, right? So you go backhand. You just do some maintenance strokes. We just maintain it right now. We just maintain it. I don't think I should go any further with that. The worst thing about jerking off during the day is you just lose the whole day. You're going straight to sleep after that. There's nothing to be done. Let me ask y'all a question. Let's say you sleeping, let's say it's like let's say it's 3 o'clock in the morning and one of your friends calls you up. The first thing you do is let them know they woke you up, right? You mad as shit. You be like, what the fuck, man? It's 3 in the morning. What do you need? It's gotta be important, right? But if you just happen to be sleeping at like 3 in the afternoon, maybe you woke up early, did a lot of shit, you want to take a little nap. If one of your friends calls you at 3 in the afternoon, you happen to be sleeping, the last thing you want to do is admit you were sleeping. Like, why are we so ashamed to sleep during the daytime, right? You be sleeping, your phone rang, oh shit. You gotta roll up your phone. You do a couple practice hellos, like, hello, hello, hello. Finally answer the phone, you're like, and you always oversell the shit, right? You're like, hello, what up, man? What's going on, man? They never buy this shit. They always see right through it, right? They always be like, yo, what up? Who, you just sleeping? Sleeping? I wasn't sleeping. Your mother's sleeping. Fuck, I look like sleeping. I ain't no bitch. I don't get it. Why we so upset? Alright, that's all I'm gonna do, y'all. I really appreciate y'all coming out. Thank you so much. I love y'all.
What the fuck I'm doing up here?
Don't let anybody hit this.
You can either hear like really cheesy jokes from me, or you get this. So we're gonna roll with this, and we're gonna see how it goes. All right. My name's Alex Veazey. Another one bites the dust. That's what we're doing right now. Another one bites the dust. Can you guys hear me all right? Pretty good? Good boy. closer. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice. All right. What about this right here? Can y'all hear this all right? Yeah. Can you still hear me over this? Yeah. We good? Y'all can hear me? Yeah. Y'all hear my piano? It's probably better if you can. All right, cool. You don't want jokes or you do want jokes? He's like a high chair or something. All right. Hey, so I want to start it out like this, all right? This is not your normal comedy, and I'm not a pianist. I don't know, a cop said I was one time, I don't know, but here we go. So, I just want to say, what if periods were contagious? See, I'm not a piano player. Or even erections? I suppose under the right circumstances they are. In fact, I got one right now. An erection, not a period. I would have caught one by now. Anyone that's been in a relationship, I heard in the last, maybe the first or second, I don't know. We already went over the period, so I'm not gonna go there. But there's one thing that I hate, and I think y'all probably hate it too. I know John does. I hate pooping in public. Especially like, public bathrooms, not like on King Street or something. I love pooping on King Street, you know, but just public bathrooms, all right? You know, the worst is like when you're in like a doctor's office or something like that. And like they've been in there since you got there, and you don't really know what to expect. Oh, God. And you're sitting there waiting and sweating. You're like, damn. They've been in there for like an hour. I've been in this waiting room for like a fucking hour. And then it's, oh shit. Door opens. Sorry, I know this piano sounds terrible. The door opens. And dude's like 400 fucking pounds. And you know he's got sweaty butt cheeks, right? You know there's, oh God, so you go in. You go in, and you decide to do like that hover move, right? I'm gonna hover, but just the right height so you don't get splashback, right? And you hover, and the first one drops. One cheek gets it. And you know it doesn't matter how many times you bathe later, it doesn't matter. You'll never, I need to reflect on that for a second if that's all right with y'all. Told you I don't play piano. Oh wait, hold on. There you go. Okay. Let me start that over. I think we might have gone over this earlier too, but does anybody here smoke weed? I smoked weed one time. Just once. Before the show. I'm glad I told you I don't play piano. That's really saving my life right now. So yeah, you know, once before the show, and it was pretty good, but you know, I just realized, wait, what was I talking about? Tell y'all what. Put your hands up if you smoke weed. Oh. I can't go. Y'all put your hands up for me, all right? Is that all right? That good? All right, cool. I'm gonna start that over. If you can't tell, this is the only song I know. Okay? I made it up for your mom.
Oh, Linda.
Love me some Linda. I got pulled over the other day for running a red light. And I told the cop I was colorblind and he just let me go. Y'all should try that shit, it actually works. like, it smells like weed. And I said, well, I don't have a sense of smell, officer. So can we just let that go too?
Yeah, good pace, sir. Good pace.
All right. Now I got one more, but I just don't know. I don't know if I'm cool with it. Do y'all want to hear it? Y'all want me to try it? Are you feeling it at all? If you don't want it, I will leave right now. It's okay? Okay. The jokes or the piano? Because I know they're both really good. Just the jokes. Okay, cool. Okay. So, as I said, I'm not a piano player. I'm actually a rapper. A white rapper.
You are white.
Being a white rapper is tough. It's as tough as being like a German Jew. Or like a clean-shaved Wookiee or something like that, you know? Or maybe I could have even worked this in with the cop, you know, it's like being a blind man, or a blind man or a colorblind man at a traffic light, you know? And just like, what's with all the stop and go? Like, I don't get this shit, you know? So, what do y'all think about autocorrect? It's a motherfucker, right? Yeah! Autocorrect is a bitch. The other day, you know, I said I'm a white rapper, and I was thinking, I hit up my boy, the Bad Mojo, we got this group called Double Dragon, right? And I said, yeah, represent Double Dragon. Double Dragon in the house. And I was like, you know, I was excited about this song, and I texted him, I said, yo, Double Dragon, bitches. But autocorrect, of course, was like, Double Dragon, this is. Which kind of sounds like some shit Yoda would text, right? Like, Double Dragon, this is. Yes, you know, like some shit like that. Which I think Yoda's only catchphrase is like, help you, I can, yes, ooh. Like, he says ooh at the end of everything. I don't know why. That's like a thing in the future, the past. I don't know. There's some Star Wars people in the house. Y'all can inform me after my set. Like, let me know what I was wrong about. But I figured one day he'd be chilling. Sorry, I forgot I was playing piano at the same time. One day Yoda was chilling, you know, and he texted Luke, and he was like, he said, hey, why can't you? It sounds better now for a mic, I promise. And you know, Luke was chilling with Han Solo. And he was like, yo, hold on, man, I got this message from Yoda. He was like, well, what's it say? It says, it felt like glue in my hand, yet sex? Ooh. You know, Yoda's been on some weird shit lately ever since that one lightsaber accident, man. You know, he went from like, it's like Yoda went from Jedi to, he's like Jedi of the Jap side, you know what I'm saying? That's Yoda these days, and that's all there is to it. You're wondering, I got notes up here because I tend to ramble. Which is why I'm going to end it right here. Thank you guys, you've been great.
This is my first time doing anything like this, so please just bear with me. Can you hear me? Alright. Are there any single people out there? Yeah? No? Yeah? Fucking losers. I'm just joking, no, I'm single too. But, does anybody use any of those online dating sites? Tinder, anything? No? Nobody? Okay. First rule of comedy, do not shit on people and then ask them to participate later. The funny thing about online dating, it's like the awkwardness of dating mixed with the inherent creepiness of the internet. So it's like, I don't get it. Girls are like, ew, I get dick pics. Yeah, I bet you do. Did you know that if it wasn't illegal, every other date you go on, when you come back from the bathroom, a guy would have his junk propped up on the table, just like, yeah. I had a friend who actually went on a Tinder date, and the guy told her that he could suck his own dick.
Yeah!
Absolutely true story. I was like,
Yo, I can suck my own dick.
so did he tell you exactly how? Or maybe draw like a diagram on a bar napkin or something? Oh. I don't know. But I don't know. Tinder can be depressing. Have you ever been doing it and you just keep on swiping and then finally there's nobody left? And you're just like, oh, nobody left in your area. But then it has the balls to ask you, oh, why don't you invite some friends? Bitch, if I had a female friend to fuck, why would I be sitting at home alone on a Saturday night wiping tears off my iPhone screen? Oh yes. All those milky white sticky tears. Oh god. The only way that could get more depressing if I was using one of those big, boxy 1980s camcorder things to record myself with. I don't know. God. Technology's gone crazy nowadays. You can just record shit on your phone. Technology's supposed to help us out, but, sometimes it just kind of fucks things up, I think. Autocorrect is one of my big pet peeves. I can't stand it. Sometimes things just fucking with me. Especially when I'm typing a long word and it doesn't guess it until the very end. And I just be like, SUPER CAGIFRAGILISTICEXP IALIDOC IOU, and it's like, S? Yeah. It's Mary Poppins for anybody who didn't understand that. And then everybody's got their own crazy autocorrect stories where you want to be like, hey mom, it's me, love you. And it turns into like, hey mom, it's me. Hey, you remember that time in 8th grade when you and Dad went to the Poconos? Well, I turned the garage into a meth lab, and that's where I got my first blowjob from a toothless drug addict. Ever heard of meth mouth? Yeah, I guess those little brown things that you found all over the house weren't popcorn kernels after all. Everybody got that? Just gonna get it? I don't know, I think of weird shit. Has anybody ever thought, what if there really is a prince of Nigeria? How frustrating that would be for him to try and get shit done. It's like everybody would think it was a scam. It'd just be like, I don't know if Nigeria has a monarchy or what the fuck princes do, but say he's trying to build a fucking airport or something. You'd be like, hello? I'd like to build one, I don't know why it sounds Indian, sorry. I would like to buy one airport. Alright, sir, and where's that going? It's going to Nigeria. Okay, and who's this going to? The prince. Wait a minute. I'm not falling for this shit again. I know what you're trying to pull here. No, I'm serious. Every time. Damn it, why does this happen? I don't know. Not being able to build an airport though, that is a rich person's problem. I don't know if anybody's ever heard the term before, rich person's problem, first world problems, white people problems. Yeah? Okay. I frankly don't care much for that term at all. It's like, yeah, I get it. Fortunate enough to be born in a country I don't have to piss and shit and drink all out of the same river. But does that mean I can't step in a pile of dog shit and be pissed off for the rest of the day? Like, I don't know. Alright, I'll give you an example. There's a buddy of mine. This happened probably about 10 years ago. He was a kitchen manager at a restaurant. Meat order comes in, gives it to his number 2. Says, hey, can you put this away? I've had a long day. Number 2 says, yep, no problem. She forgets to put it away. He comes in the next morning. There's $2,000 worth of spoiled meat sitting on the counter. So naturally, when she comes in, he freaks out, screaming at her, grabs a plate, smashes it on the floor. Whatever. Goes on. Works a shift. At the end of the shift, cops show up. Apparently, his number 2 felt threatened when he smashed the plate, so he gets arrested for assault. Next day, goes out to a bar. Has a couple drinks, goes outside to wait for his buddy. Feels he's had too much to drink, so he calls his friend. Friend comes, he's kind of on his way to come pick him up. He sees his car is parked illegally, so he moves it. Next thing you know, cop comes over, goes, hey, what are you doing? He goes, I'm just waiting for my friend to come pick me up. Cop goes, have you been drinking? He goes, well, yeah, that's why I'm waiting for my friend to come pick me up. Cop goes, oh, but I just saw you move your car. DUI. 2 days later, hooking up with his girlfriend at his house. They're on the couch. Get up to move into the bedroom. He slips and falls, cracks his back on the corner of the coffee table. Now, tries to carry on as any decent, horny gentleman would do. So a couple minutes later, they're in the bedroom, and alas, his back is just too much pain, so he tells her to call an ambulance. Now, if anybody's ever called an ambulance, they don't show up alone. They also come with the cops. That is correct. So, in between her getting dressed and trying to put on his clothes on his writhing body, he's like flopping around in pain on his bed. He forgets that he has a bowl and a bag of weed sitting on his dresser drawer. 3. He had a slip disc, and 2 days later, he gets out of the hospital, goes to show up at the restaurant that he works at, and there's a sign on the door that said this restaurant has been sold, the doors were locked, so now he's out of a job. Alright, so I get it. Yeah, he didn't get his face ripped off by a pack of wild baboons, but does this guy at least have a decent, the right to say, what the fuck? Without some, condescending hipster being like, white people problems. Okay, I have no segue in this last joke, so I'm just gonna jump in. A couple weeks ago, I saw my dad crying. It was at a funeral, so it wasn't like they canceled Dancing with the Stars or some shit. It wasn't weird. But it made me think, because it's a weird thing seeing your dad cry. It made me think back to the first time I saw my dad cry, because that was a very weird time. That's a very weird time in a child's life. Mine was particularly odd because I'm pretty sure I just walked in on him when he finished masturbating. I was about three or 4 years old, and I, just came busting in the door as children do, and he was sitting on the edge of the bed, and he didn't freak out, but I could tell something was up, and he looks over at me, and he was cool. He was cool about it. He just calmly composed himself. And then he walks over to me, and he bends down, And he goes, son, he takes my hand, and I'll never forget what he says. He goes, do you think your hands are big enough to hold a camcorder? That is it, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, great job, Pete. That was awesome. Hey, what a night, right, guys? You guys have fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty good, right? Pretty good for the first time here at Max and Henry's, right?
Yeah. Woo.
I think there'll be a lot more of them, so stay tuned. Everybody, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you to all the comics, or that's what, I don't want to call myself a comic really, but thank you so much for everybody coming out, everybody that came up here tonight. It was awesome. Have a great night.